Hello everybody, I'm back today with a layout for the Paw Your Way Into Our Hearts hop. This hop is where a whole bunch of us fur mamas and dads get together and we scrapbook our fur babies, and that's what I'm going to do today. I am doing a stash layout today, so I'm using some basic gray porcelain collection from 2008. I'm going to pair this collection with some canvas flares from Scrap and Happy Studio, and I am also going to do a whole bunch of stamping on this layout. I'm going to create my own embellishments and my own title and all the fun things. So I am going to go ahead and cut down all of my papers. I got my guillotine trimmer back. So it's been a little while since you've seen me use my guillotine trimmer because it needed oiled really bad. It started to squeak like so bad. So I, silly me, like handed it to my husband and said, "Can you oil this?" And he said, kind of like scoffed at me a little bit, but okay. And then I didn't get my trimmer back for a really long time. But I have it back now, so yes, that's awesome. These papers from Basic Gray are quite thin, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use it without gutting it, and then I'm going to mat or place another sheet of cardstock to create a mat on my page. And I love this chocolate brown paper, and so I wanted to make sure that I used it in a couple different places. So these papers are all from 2008. Just for reference, my 23-year-old son was 8 years old when these papers were made. That's right. So that's okay. We're going into the stash today. I love this pattern so much. It's so pretty. So I'm going to kind of put it on show and make sure that it is a large part of this layout. And I'm going to go ahead and fishtail the ends of this piece. And then I can mat my photo and kind of layer it up on top. And here's a little tip for how to get your fishtails even. After you cut the first one, save that little offcut and use it as a guide to cut the second one. And then you'll have fishtail banners that are nice and even. I'm going to ink everything up using Vintage Photo Distress Oxide ink, my favorite ink for inking edges. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut a mat for my photo. So this paper was really thin, and I'm not sure why, but my slide trimmer was kind of giving me a bit of a hard time with this. That's okay. Let's talk a little bit about our photo. So I am trying to finish up my pictures from 2020. So I started doing that while I was away on my trip. And I'm going to continue it here till I am finished with my 2020 albums. And as usual, just like I did with my 2019 albums, when I'm all finished, if you guys want flip throughs, just go ahead and leave a comment down below. Not sure how many 12 by 12 2020 albums I'm going to have yet. I haven't kind of organized them, so we'll see. But I am more than happy to go ahead and just flip through them. So I'm going to double mat my photo, and let's talk about my photo. So this is a picture of Mr. Andre Jarvis Pibbleton III. That is his full name, by the way. And Andre is sitting on this beautiful antique heritage kind of chair that I grabbed on Facebook Marketplace. So pretty much as soon as I got the chair, he decided it was his. And he would sit on it all the time. So my kids started singing a riff on the old Bon Jovi song and would be like, "Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa, Pibble on a chair." And they would do this all the time, constantly. Like every time the dog got on the chair, we would sing this song. So that's going to explain my title. Let's explain why I'm using these products. So I went through like all the dog products, right? And I'm looking at them and I'm putting these like more kind of primary colored, because all pet lines are primary colors. And honestly, I'm not a fan of primary colors. They don't inspire me. They're just not my cup of tea. I don't care if you go darker or if you go lighter, but the bright primary colors are not me. So I'm putting them up against the pet lines that I have in my stash, and I'm not liking anything because the chair is just a huge color part of this photo, and it is clashing so bad with everything I tried to put it with. All like the newer lines, collections, and I have very, very few pet lines to begin with anyway because I'm just not a huge fan of them. So I backtracked. I said, I don't care that my title of this page is going to be Whoa-oah, Pibble on a chair. We're going to find things that complement and go with the pretty chair in the picture. That is just the main part of it. Like you can see so much of it. So that's where we came from. So this layout ends up not looking at all like pet themed in quotation marks, but that's okay because it looks really, really nice and it's totally fine. And it also, like the title, I got these like fun stamps that were like all, that went with like the style of the chair. But then I'm going to go ahead and quote Bon Jovi, sort of, on my layout. So, no, we went with it. It was fun. So I'm just making sure that my title will fit the way I want it to, or the first part of my title will fit the way I want it to across the top of my page. Also, as an aside, please don't unsubscribe because I sang. I'll never sing again. I know I can't carry a tune. I am aware. And I still have this stupid cold. I cannot get rid of it no matter how hard I try, you guys. It's awful. Anyway, I am going to go ahead and stamp my title. This font that I'm using and the stamp set that I'm using is from Studio Calico. I don't remember what it's even called. But I always tend to find the best, like, unique alphabet stamps from Studio Calico and Paper Person. So that is where I would go looking if you're looking for some unique alphabet stamps. They really have some really, really nice ones. So I am going to stamp using Icing on the Cake brown ink from Catherine Pooler. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp the main part of my title across the top, and then I'm going to put the little, like a subtitle / journaling / extra information below my little fishtail banners there. And that smaller font is the Alpha Best font stamp, and that's from Stampin' Up. So I have my title, and now it's time to decide where I want to put my canvas flares and start creating some embellishments. To stamp my embellishments today, I'm going to be using the Ethereal Roses stamp set from Altenew. A whole collection of inks from Catherine Pooler. I will list them in the description box probably tomorrow morning, not when I'm voicing over this video. So if you're watching this early in the morning when the hop first starts up and it's not quite there yet, please come back if you want the ink colors, because I will go ahead and list them all in the description box. And yes, this video is part of a hop, so you can check out the description box below for everybody, all the amazing YouTubers that are playing along and scrapbooking their pets and their pups, and it's going to be super fun, so make sure that you check that out. There's lots of inspiration, loads of inspiration for this hop every month. So I am using my ginormous Misty today, and I am going to take advantage of the real estate that I have with my ginormous Misty to stamp all these embellishments, and I'm going to be able to stamp them. It's a layered stamp set, and I am going to go ahead and stamp them. I don't know, this needs a name, right? It needs a name. So I stamp the initial stamps in the first color, and then I take those 4 base stamps, the bottom layer, move them down, put the second layer on top of the ones I just stamped, and then stamp them all, and then come back and move all the stamps down. And I'm telling you, it reminds me of Alice's tea party, where they're like, clean cup, move down. And I promised you I wouldn't sing again, and there I go. So, it's just one of those nights. Anyway, that's the song I sing in my head every time I move the stamps around for the next layer. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to do, I think I did 8 roses and maybe 12 leaves. I feel like it's 12. And so I'm just doing this with the layers and then moving everything down until I have a full page. And what's really nice about this is it doesn't take that long, because while, yes, you're using a layered stamp, you're doing them, you're kind of batching them, and it's not, you might at one point have like 7 or 8 stamps on your Misty that you're stamping. Like it goes pretty fast. And yeah, I love doing it this way. It's real easy and fun, and I get to sing Alice. So once I had all of my roses and leaves stamped and die cut, I'm going to go ahead and put these clusters all together. I chose 3 canvas flares from that pack of 6, and I am going to go ahead and kind of cluster the roses around the canvas flares. The canvas flares said things like "this moment, love this," but then that kind of deeper reddish pink one said "wild and free," which was absolutely perfect for a photo of my dog, because he is wild. I mean, he's not free though. So half right. Anyway, I'm going to find 3 places for my canvas, and the canvas flare is going to add texture in addition to color, and the texture of the flare is going to kind of sets off the texture in the chair. How about that? And I'm going to go ahead and decide where I want all these bits and pieces. So this is kind of out of the box fur baby layout for today. Sometimes I'm a little more literal, but not today. We're just gonna go with it. Plus, I really love that chair, and it's still an amazing chair. It is, and my dog does not sit on it anymore either. This was just like the first little bit after I got it that he would insist he needed to sit on the chair. So now I'm just going to use my Kokoyo tape runner. I'm going to adhere all of these pieces onto the page exactly where you see them. And that's a little boring, so I'm not going to make you watch all that. And that's where we're going to call this one all done. Thank you so very much for joining me today. I would love it if you could give this video a thumbs up, and if you are new to my channel, I would absolutely love you to hit the subscribe button. We have so much fun here, and I promise I don't sing usually, and my voice is not always this scratchy. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.